I never knew it was possible to hate something so much until one day you wake up and realize that you might actually, somewhat, kind of enjoy it. This is what happened with me when it came to writing. Now, I'm not saying I love writing. No, I don't love it, but I also don't dread it like I used to. Writing to me now is comparable to working out. I don't love going to the gym, but I go anyways. And after I go, I'm glad I did. The sweat and work I put in all seems worth it at the end of the day, just like writing. I had several experiences in 9th grade that started my hatred for writing, but also, within that same year, my thoughts for writing changed from dreadful to decent. Summer reading was the one thing I always hated having to do. I never understood it, and I still don't. Going into my freshman year, we had to read and write a paper on Cold Sassy Tree. Now, at this point in my life, I didn't think I was a bad writer. I thought I was actually kind of good. Man, was I wrong. I was sitting in the kitchen at the computer. It all seemed to be flowing and moving fast. I finished writing and gave it to my parents and brother to read. However, somehow I managed to write a paper so bad my entire family read over it. I will admit, after arguing with my family for over 3 years about that paper, it was probably the worst paper ever written. That paper was so bad, my family still makes fun of me for it. So after that, my confidence in writing had gone from about a 6 out of 10 to a solid 3. My thoughts on writing were basically, what's the point of writing if you're no good? Very soon after this, my second paper assignment was given. I can't remember what it was about, but all I knew was that I was determined to find an easy way out. Apparently, I didn't have much common sense for what I did next. I went through all of my older brother's Tory Word documents and found the paper I was supposed to be writing. I added some bold and beautiful words and completely copied the last paragraph. Let's just say, Tori is a great writer. So I printed off that paper and I took it to my parents to read. My parents knew something was up after they saw words like scapegoat and a strong quote from Martin Luther King Jr. to conclude the paper. They told me I needed to rewrite it, but I obviously didn't listen and I turned it in anyways. That was a big mistake. I still remember the fear I felt after the teacher handed me back the paper and said, "Tell Tori thanks for helping you write your paper." I came home and told my family what happened, and my brother thought it was hilarious and that I was so stupid. For some reason, it never crossed my mind that my brother had her as a teacher for 2 years and she was the one who helped him win most of his writing contests. After that happened, I was determined that I was going to try and become a better writer. To do so, I began journaling. It wasn't about anything big or important, it was just writing. Writing about my day, what was going on, or just my thoughts on life. When I began writing, I never forced it. If I didn't want to write, I wouldn't, and if I did, I would. It was simple. Throughout my fiasco year that I call my freshman year, I went from hating writing with my entire being to being able to manage it. I actually like putting my thoughts down on paper. It somehow helps me to ease my stress and figure things out. I would have never understood what writing can do if I never went through the struggles of the beginning of learning to write and expressing my thoughts through words.